welcome to the Millennia podcast where we discuss interesting topics. I'm Bima and with me is
Ghania. Today we'll be talking about mental health in teenagers during the pandemic. Let's get started.
So Ghania, how do you define mental health?
Well, for me, mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. According to the WHO, mental health is a state of well-being in which an individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community.
Mental health is fundamental to our collective and individual ability as humans to think, emote, interact with each other, and earn a living. Maybe most of our audiences are curious why we are bringing the topic for today, don't you think so?
I think so. Let's share what we found.
Oh right, we actually conducted a survey about mental health in teenagers and the results we got were actually pretty interesting. The age range of the respondents is 12-year-olds to 19-year-olds. 73.9% of the respondents think that the pandemic affects their mental health. Most of the respondents feel that the pandemic affects their interaction, motivation, and they start to overthink. We also asked about their strategy on how to cope with the situation, and most of them do not have a clear idea about it.
In brief, it means that the teenagers here still need to understand more about mental health and how to cope with it.
Yes, mental health has a huge impact on how we handle stress and our social behavior.
Mental health could lead to a lot of things. One of them is motivation, and this could be a very big deal for a teenager's life. That's why we're here. We will learn more about it so that we can understand it deeper together. Today, in this podcast, we want to share 5 simple strategies we can incorporate into our day-to-day routine to lay a healthy foundation and maintain our mental well-being.
Yep, but we need a great motivation to start doing it.
Number 1, protect your sleep. This is perhaps the most important intervention to our mental upkeep. A good night's sleep helps foster both mental and emotional resilience, while chronic sleep disruptions set the stage for negative thinking and emotional vulnerability. It is not too surprising that sleep issues in our teen years can persist into adulthood. The brain likes patterns, repetition, routine. If it receives signals on a regular basis, even unhealthy ones, it will lock into that pattern.
I see. Okay, let's move on to number 2. Maintain a balanced diet. Our eating habits can play a large role in our mood regulation throughout the day. Big carb loads can lead to big carb crashes, which can cause fatigue, concentration issues, and symptoms that are also apparent in depression. Protein, healthy non-saturated fats, fiber, and some simple carbohydrates should all be represented in our meal. Moderating our food intake will give us the best chance of having a good day.
Number 3, get regular exercise. Any activity that induces our heart rate to increase is considered exercise. We all have very, very busy lives, but we can all find a way to carve out 20 minutes for ourselves for this very important task. In fact, a healthy diet and exercise will circle back up to improving our sleep. If we engage in habits 1 to 3, our bodies will certainly thank us.
Number 4, get involved in communities. Surrounding ourselves with people who have similar goals can have a positive impact for our mental well-being. Interacting with fellow human beings reminds us that we are not alone and gives us an outlet to share our thoughts and feelings.
And the last, find a hobby. Finding an enjoyable activity can prevent depression and anxiety, as it can be a healthy outlet at the end of a stressful day and can be a positive distractor from any negative thoughts.
Engaging in an activity that brings us pleasure and enjoyment has a physiologic effect on our brains, triggering a release of neurotransmitters, which is our ammunition in fighting depression and anxiety. Which of these strategies are easiest for you to implement?
Take out your phone and enter them into your do list to get started.
Including these fundamental activities in your day-to-day life will change your life for the better. Your positivity will also begin to affect everyone around you.
We think that's the end of our podcast.
We hope what we share here today will be useful for everyone. I am Bima and
I'm Ghania. We'll see you in the next podcast.
Bye!